program contains mature content and may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
The views and opinions of the host and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, to everyone within the sound of my voice. We are here. It is October. It is fall. The leaves are falling. The grass is turning brown, and we are here on Guardian 96.9, Fresh News, Smart Talk all day. And this evening, we are going to get into a different type of conversation. In this relationship series, we're going to be talking about breaking boundaries, embracing love beyond labels. And we are not talking about the labels of you're my boyfriend, you're my girlfriend, I love you, you're my wife, you're my significant other, you are my sneaky link, you are my oochie coochie la la la. We are talking about love beyond labels in terms of homosexuality, whether you're A, B, C, LGBTQ community. What do you identify as? Are you a woman that identifies as a man? Are you a man that identifies as a woman? Are you someone that just loves love and you just love who you love? As its name suggests, no labels. A relationship means that you and the person that you're dating, you're not calling each other boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, or anything else. Here are some things to consider in these types of arrangements. What are my safe words? What is my love language? What did we communicate with each other? What do we expect? What are your expectations? What are we doing with our love? What is the label of boyfriend and girlfriend? What is the label of my lover, my partner? Because sometimes when people are in not so conventional relationships, they say my partner or my lover. And so the connotation, the wording has changed. And so this evening, I have someone with me that is going to elaborate a little bit more, a little bit better for us on love beyond our limits, different love languages. He's going to speak to us about love beyond labels. I'm going to give him the opportunity of introducing himself this evening, this beautiful Tuesday evening. Like my cousin said in the chat today, Merry Christmas. And this is definitely a treat for us this evening. Good evening. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm very nervous.
No need to be nervous. I told you. If I tell you I come in, I come in.
I love that.
Well,
I love that.
We may be late, but we come in.
I like that. My text line is already on fire.
They're already on fire?
I haven't even asked no questions yet.
Well, Bahamas, I'm here, and we're going to have a grand old dandy time.
We're going to have a dandy. We're going to be very mindful. We're going to be very demure. We're going to be very not so trapsy. All right. So I want to get straight to it, right?
Okay.
Now, you are a man of a particular age, of a particular love language, of a particular setting. Now, I want to be very mindful and very respectful of what it is that you brought here this evening. Mm-hmm. When you think about your love, right? Mm-hmm. Or your significant other, what do you identify that as? Because sometimes we just think about relationships in the confinements of a man and a woman, but we don't think about the confinements or the reassignment of a man and a man, or a man and a woman and a man, or we don't even think about women or men in open marriages. And I want to get into that too.
Okay.
I want to get into that.
Fair. We listen. I'm here with you.
Talk to me. Tell me what you think. Tell me what is it a community? What do you think? Tell me.
I think we need to, and I'm trying to find this definition.
Okay.
But I think we need to define love.
Okay.
Right? Because definitions are important.
All right.
And Bell Hooks has a great definition that I like to use. It's a bit difficult. I'll paraphrase, right? But
okay.
And then she quotes Eric Fromm. Eric Fromm was a psychologist. He's a white man, but he helped during the civil rights era to kind of lend an air to the plight of African Americans during the civil rights era.
Yes.
So much so that the FBI had a file on him as well. So that's fine. But she quotes Eric Fromm, who says that love is the ability to extend oneself for the purpose of aiding the growth of another human being.
Absolutely.
So I extend myself, or I give of myself, so that I can help you develop and grow and become the best possible version of yourself.
Absolutely.
So in that context, we're thinking about how are we able to extend ourselves so that other people can become the best version of themselves? How do I give up whatever little privileges I do have to aid and abet your growth and development? Because we live in a society where everyone should be equal, but everyone is not equal.
We are not created equal.
Right?
No.
Not under the Constitution.
No.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
Right? And because of that, persons who have the privilege to walk into certain spaces, to grace certain rooms, to sit at certain tables, to give a voice to concerns, like in the form of activism, is a form of love.
Because that's a love language. You advocating for me is love.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm advocating, or I'm giving voice because there's no space. They've not created a space to hear your voice in the room, and your voice matters because without that, we can't have a complete kind of dialogue. We can't understand the situation we may find ourselves in.
Okay.
And I'm doing it from that kind of social situation so that we can see how it. Because for me, I see them bleeding into each other, the micro and the macro. What happens in the individual relationships affects what occurs in society. And what happens in society affects what occurs in the little small relationships.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
And so if we're going to love one another, we have to be willing to extend ourselves beyond whatever capacity we think we have so that we can aid each other's growth and development.
Now, you talk about growth and development, right? But I want to ask you this question. In you finding love, do you find that your love is inhibited because not everybody is on the same growth path? Or is everybody as open with their lifestyle? And when I say lifestyle, I want to ask you something. And if this is not the right forum, then you tell me and I will ask the question.
Okay.
But what do you necessarily identify as? Or do I because the show is about not putting labels. So what do you see for you?
So I use the term gender nonconforming and I use the term queer, right? Queer is not a label. It's not set up to be a label or a category, right? But people think of it as a category because we've been programmed to categorize.
Okay.
So whenever people meet me, one of the first things you could tell, like I always gauge people's reaction because the minute they meet me, they're trying to, in their mind, okay, well, what their mind is going, what can I associate Latino with that I've seen before or encountered before? Mm-hmm. And if you do that, you're going to miss who I am in front of you.
Okay.
Because who I am is a very complex being.
Okay.
All right? We are all complex beings, right? All of who you are does not fit in the category of woman, whether you believe that or not.
No, because I do have some very masculine traits. Yeah.
Thank you for saying that.
I do.
But here's the issue that I often have. Whenever we get into these categories of woman, we always associate woman with femininity. And for somehow we reject anything masculine as being outside of the category we think we are in. To do that is a gross error of how the psyche works. Because the yin and the yang, which is the divine masculine and the divine feminine, both exist in this one body, on this mind.
we are together in this.
Yeah. So when we use these terms, masculinity, femininity, they are expressions of the symbols that exist in the psyche, which is the divine masculine and divine feminine. But you have to use both of these parts of yourselves in order for you to become a full human being.
How did you know when you identified as nonconformist, non-gender?
So that took a while because I've always known, but I didn't have language. So I've always known that I felt different. I always knew that I was different from other people, let's say in preschool, primary school. I was aware of the internal difference. Everyone knows they're different on the inside. But I couldn't give voice to that difference, number one, because it was a very the Bahamas is still hostile. But growing up, the teenage years and all those, they be brutal. And baby, I ain't giving you none of my weaknesses because we got to make it through this, right? And so you go through this, but you silent whatever that aspect of yourself is. Silence is sequestered, it's cordoned off or put on hold until a time you can say, in other words, you put it to the back and you say, I can deal with that when I get ready for it, because I just don't have the emotional intelligence, because they don't teach you that. In schools, we don't teach people how to deal with their emotions. And we don't give space for people to understand themselves.
Understood.
And so I had whatever work I did, the way that I arrived here on my own. I taught myself how to get here.
Right.
And so after doing I read a lot, right? I'm a nerd, right? And so it is what it is. I read a lot. And so it's through my reading that I came across these language that said queer, that said gender nonconforming. And then when I understood and read more about what they actually meant, I was like, oh, I wish I could cuss on them. But you have that eureka moment. You're like, oh, this is me.
Okay, this text reads, if you are non-conforming, how do you know whether you like a man or a woman? And how come your characteristics are very feminine?
Well, see, again, this is coming from her perception. Inside this body, I'm just Latino. I don't see. I'm not. See, again, I'm not categorizing whatever she's hearing has been filtered through the lens that society has taught her to filter.
Okay, I have a next question for you.
Let me finish.
Answer that. Answer that.
So in my body, I don't see it as masculine or feminine. It's sort of like when you've heard stories about black people growing up and they only realize that they're black when white people point out that they're black.
Exactly.
So I remember growing up, everybody would be like, oh, Latino, you talk like a girl. Oh, Latino, you do this. Oh, Latino, you do that. And I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Because over here, we Gucci.
Right.
So internally, I'm not categorizing anything like that.
Okay.
The categorizing is happening out externally to me.
Okay. We mentioned love without labels, right? Do you love men or do you love women or do you love both?
Okay, so we're doing a few things. When I talk about gender nonconforming, that's my gender, right? Oh, and that's my gender. That's how I see myself psychologically.
Right.
And gender nonconforming simply means that I'm not beholden to the male category
or the female
or the man or the woman category. We pull from here, and we mix it up. We do whatever we want to do.
Okay,
that's what happens. And that's how my brain works.
All right.
Right? And when I'm talking about gender nonconforming, I'm talking about the way in which my brain sees the world.
Okay.
Right? And as a result of seeing it in that particular way, we function. Right? And notice I'm saying we because I'm talking about my unconscious, right? And my consciousness. Right? I'm talking about we're going back to the yin and the yang.
Right.
You're talking about two aspects of yourself that have to work in tandem. Okay. So the difficulty that a lot of people have is that they're fighting within themselves. Within myself, there's no fight. And if there is a fight, I negotiate with whatever part of myself need to negotiate because I don't need that up in here.
Okay, so then, if you are out somewhere and you see someone that's attractive and it's a man, would you go up to him and say, hey, I would like to to get to know you? Can we exchange numbers? Do you find yourself able to do that? And you're saying without labels. Are you able to do that?
So the difficulty of being who I am is it doesn't work like that. I mean, I don't really just go up to people unless I'm sure or you've been giving me signals throughout the night. I mean, like y'all know when you go out, you see someone, your eyes meet them, whatever the case may be. Yeah, but like no, I don't. Like at least for me. Also, yeah, dating is difficult here in the Bahamas. Again,
Why?
Emotional intelligence.
What do you mean by that?
I love my people. I really do. But I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. I hold in the collective Bahamas hand right now. Bahamians have little to no emotional intelligence.
Why?
Because we're not trained. It's not a part of our curriculum. That's number one. Our mummies and daddies often don't have it. And my mommy and daddy didn't have it. They just didn't. I love them, but they didn't.
But you know that our parents did the best that they could.
But watch this. See, here's the problem, though. What happened? See, the issue is that, and this is for all the Bahamian parents, if your best is not good enough in a world like this,
don't do it.
No, I'm going to say in a world like this, you're putting us at a disadvantage. And watch this. I get that you didn't have it, but that still hampers me in my development.
We are going to be back. This is Kenny's Corner on Guardian Radio 96.9, Fresh News, Smart Talk. All day, the boards are lit up. I have 11 messages so far. We are going to be back.
Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
You do coffee your way. Double shot decaf, cappuccino.
Light roast, Colombian, no milk.
You do vacations your way.
Hiking boots, tent, mountains.
5-star hotels and theater.
And now you can do insurance your way. Online.
Email.
Chat.
WhatsApp.
Or in branch. For home, car, travel, boat, or business insurance, do it anyway with NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit NUAinsurance.com, call, or stop by a branch today.
Love the show? Want to give your support? Become a sponsor today. Call 302-2300 for our rates and packages. That's 302-2300. Become a sponsor on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
It is raining men. Happy Tuesday. We're here on Guardian Radio 96.9, Fresh News Smart Talk. I'm your host, Kendenique Campbell-Moss, and this is Kenny's Corner. The telephone lines are 323-6232, 325-4316, and 325-4259. Chris, do we have a caller on the line? Caller, good evening.
Good evening to you.
Good evening, sir. How are
And to
you?
your guest.
Thank you.
I want to have a conversation, a 2-minute conversation. Not an argument or not a row, a conversation.
Okay, we can oblige
I
you.
want to can I ask him 1 or 2 questions?
Once the questions are respectful, because you know he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I respect and once you're over the age of 18, whatever you decide you want to be in life, that's between you and your God.
Yes, sir.
You don't get in people's business.
Okay, go right
I
ahead.
want to know, because I've grown up knowing a gentleman by the name of Andrew back in the day.
Yes.
He should be, if he's alive, he's very, very old.
Okay.
But he was born with both
Genitalia.
Yes.
Okay.
Penis and a vagina.
Right.
And is this person that you're talking to, was he born that way, or was he born with a penis or a vagina?
I think that doesn't matter, but I mean, I wasn't born with both. I wasn't born with both, no.
Okay. So, well, you to me, I take it you sound like you were born with a penis.
He was.
So now,
he says he was.
In the sight of God, you're a man. Now, however you feel,
That's your God.
That's between you and yourself.
That's your God. In the sight of your
You're
God.
male.
See,
You're male or female. You
no, but here's the thing. I want you to understand this.
Yeah.
That's your God. That's your perspective. And what you're what I often find is the difficulty is that people want to project their ideas of how they should, how I should live, or the way that they're living.
I'm not doing that, sir.
No, but
I'm
watch this.
Don't take it from me like that way. No.
But let me tell you why.
If you're comfortable living that way,
wait.
Go ahead.
But so I want to say this, right? The way that you said it, you said that in the eyes of God.
Yeah.
Right. If
you believe in God?
No.
You don't believe in God?
No, not the way that y'all do.
How do you believe in God? Let's define that first. How do you believe in God?
I'm still trying to define that.
So, okay, when you get up in the morning, do you say, thank God for
No.
Okay, if something you...
No. No, I'm telling you no. I'm answering the questions you can ask. No, because the way that we think about God in the Bahamas is a very myopic kind of way.
Okay.
And what I've been trying to do is, I've been on this journey of challenging those very same ideas to arrive at this conclusion of what is this thing we call God. I'm not there yet, so I can't give you a concrete answer.
So you're not an atheist, but you just don't believe in God the way we do.
Yeah, I just don't. I think that there is a higher power, but whatever y'all call is garbage. That ain't God.
Oh.
So whatever that is, I know I don't want to do that. Whatever we do in the Bahamas, I ain't doing that.
Is my caller still there? Caller, are you still here? Okay, so whatever it is that we're doing.
Yeah, whatever it is that y'all call God, I don't want no parts of that. Because that don't make sense to me.
Okay, so tell me something. When you think of your are you in a relationship now?
No.
Do you want to be in a relationship?
I sure.
Do people do
kind of sort of? I don't know.
Kind of sort of you want to be in a relationship?
Yeah, because I'm at this point now where I'm beginning to be okay with just being alone because it's a lot of work. I don't want to put in the work. I don't want to teach you how to love me. I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to be a mother and father. I don't want to do any of that. And I realize that a lot of people in the Bahamas settle in relationships and they end up becoming people's mommy and daddy. That ain't what relationships for.
No, because it's not a caretaker situation. It's not I'm not retraining you. I'm not training you. So if you don't necessarily want to be in a relationship, how do you get to the point of sexual gratification?
Well, that's easy. I mean,
that's it? You don't want somebody to lay on the side of you at night and talk to you and have a conversation and
I think for me,
or pass you the soap if you leave it outside of the tub. But come on,
I've had very horrible experiences, so I'm good on that right now. I've had very horrible.
Is it because the persons that you've had these horrible experiences with have been emotionally unavailable?
I've had horrible experiences with Bahamian society on the whole.
Okay, do you think it's because of your non-conforming?
Yes.
Do you think, okay, so let me ask you this question, and this is a side question.
Yes.
Do you think that because you're openly, and I don't want to say whatever in a negative term, right?
You say openly gender non-conforming.
Do you think because you're openly gender non-conforming, people that are gay or homosexual or in the LGBTQ community are not prepared to deal with it because they don't want anyone else to know?
Yes.
You answered that so quickly.
Yes. Because I think
why you don't want nobody to know you gay?
No. Well, I mean, this isn't just about that, but though I think you have to understand this, right? One of the things that, and I've been trying to figure some of these questions out. So these questions you're asking, the reason why I can answer so quickly is because I've been pondering them for my entire existence.
Okay.
When you're treated in a particular kind of way that you notice is different from everybody else, you start to ask questions that everybody else ain't gonna ask. Right? So because of the treatment that I endured, it was like, okay, so what am I doing? Because I started to internalize this. Okay, it must be me on the inside. I need to fix myself. And so we went to work and tried to figure out what we need to fix. And I started to say, no, it's not me. And then you get to the point, okay, well, then why are these people acting like this? Right? Why are they treating me like this? Why does everybody respond to me like this? Right? And then you slowly but surely start to get the answers because, again, I'm reading a lot. You eventually get your degrees and you're like, okay, you learn how the structure works. You learn how everything works. You learn how we do life here in the Bahamas. And the way that we do life here in the Bahamas is a bunch of garbage.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a text. Good evening, Candy. Very controversial show. But your guest is confused. Do you think that you're confused?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
And I find that insulting. Yeah, no, I'm just saying. No, you can finish reading, but let me tell you, the fact that, watch this now. Someone who is outside of me
is telling me
that I'm confused.
Right.
Are you out of your mind?
Right.
Hold on, watch this. I'm not going around telling you because you straight and you identify as heterosexual. You're confused.
But let me ask you this question because this is what we always have a problem with, right?
Uh-huh.
You want us to accept, or let me finish. Okay. Heterosexual people are who they are. That's what you all already said, that the God that we think of is not the God that you conform to, right?
I'm only one person.
But you're not the only person that feels that way.
Yeah, but watch this. I'm only one person. Here's what happens, right?
Right.
Even though I'm only one person, when you're marginalized and oppressed, one person usually is a stand-in for the group. So now when I'm talking to you, because other LGBTQ people refuse to have this conversation.
Why?
Because they don't want to deal with this. And watch this, it's their right. Because hold up, I really want. You only got babes. It ain't much sense. The lights are on, but nobody's home. So we don't want to. A lot of people don't want to deal with this because we don't have to. You know why I come and deal with this, Kendenique? You know why I'm here? Because watch this. This is what I do for a living. I research this stuff. Right. I went and made, because it was such an issue for me.
Yes.
I made it a job for me. Right. I created my own job, a space for me to deal with this.
Right.
Because it is deeply problematic in the Bahamas.
Okay, you still have not answered my question yet. This is another question.
Mm-hmm.
Could you fall in love with a woman?
I've already done that. I've done that several times. I mean, see, you're socialized to be. Watch this. So, in Pedagogies of the Crossing, M. Jackie Alexander talks about Bahamian citizenship. And she said Bahamian citizenship is equal to that of being heterosexual. So in order to be Bahamian,
you have to be heterosexual.
Watch this. Yes. So the whole point of the way that citizenship is set up in the Bahamas, it socializes you to value heteronormative things.
But heteronormative things are what we are conforming to. Hear me out.
Yes.
Hear me out.
Yes.
Hear me out.
Yes.
But you have not answered this question. And I want you to answer me earnestly.
Mm-hmm.
You identify as a
Gender non-conforming.
Gender non-conforming. Just gender non-conforming.
See, you keep going back to man and woman.
Don't say I shouldn't say man or woman. Okay.
No, because watch this. Gender non-conforming means I'm out of the binary.
Okay, so you're out of binary. Let me ask the question.
I'm out of the man and woman box.
Okay, so you're out of the man and woman box. There is no box.
There is no box for me.
There is no box for you.
I am the box.
You are the box.
I'm creating the box as I go along in life.
And this is what we are going to do. So, answer this question.
Go ahead.
You said that you have fallen in love with a woman many, many times. Yes or no? I don't want to quote you wrong.
It's been a couple of times, yes.
Okay. Oh, Jesus, my phone ringing. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Y'all have to wait. I have to ask the questions.
Go ahead, Kendenique.
You've fallen in love with a woman before. Have you ever fallen in love with a male before?
No, I mean, I can't call. But watch this. I'm thinking about this retrospectively. I've tried those relationships patterns. I'm saying to you that just because I never got to the whole love stage, it just didn't. It didn't work out. What do you want me to do? That was my experience. I don't know, but I just know what I want.
Okay.
I watch this, and so if I know what I want, I don't need nobody telling me who's outside of me. I confuse.
Okay, so let me ask you something. We're talking about love without labels, beyond the boundaries.
Yeah.
Right? Let's say you managed to fall in love with a woman again. You just mentioned that your parents did not have the mental capacity,
emotional
intelligence to do what was needed for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You fall in love with a woman, she gets pregnant, she has a kid.
I don't want kids right now.
Oh.
So yeah, you jump in, you run in, you gallop in right now.
But I need to ask the questions before the time run out. Depends on asking the questions.
But watch this. I'm not at this particular point in time. I'm good right where I'm at. I don't know what the future holds for the love life. I really don't care about that right now because it's not been good. You asked me about meeting people. I told you it's difficult. The men here, they little to no emotional intelligence. The women here also have similar problems.
But I have a question. Are there many closeted gay men in New Providence?
Why does that matter?
I want to know. That's a question.
I don't know. I'm not the purveyor. I don't know all of these watches. I'm still doing the research. I don't know how many watches. They won't come out the closet because of the way that y'all treat LGBTQ plus people here.
But okay, in the spaces that you occupy, right? Do you see them?
Yes.
That's the answer to the question. No, I don't act brand new. That's the answer to my question.
But Kendenique, I mean, closeted people exist.
Why?
They're closet. Hold up. I just told you why. Because of the way that y'all treat LGBTQ.
What you mean, y'all? You are marginal.
Heteronormative or heterosexual beings.
Do you know I have an aunt that identifies as an uncle?
That's fine.
I mean, like she literally identifies as an uncle.
But I'm talking about the collective treatment here in the Bahamas.
Okay.
The way that we collectively treat LGBTQ plus people in this country.
Yes.
It's violent. It's torturous. It's very difficult to live here.
It's very Catherine.
It's very Karen-like. It's very Karen-like. Y'all, the heteros be acting like Karens. Y'all really do.
Can I say this to you though? Can I say this to you? Do you realize that it's almost as if though the non-confining, the non-binary, it's almost like it's being pushed down our throats. Every cartoon, every commercial, every Hallmark Christmas story. That may not be something people are ready to expose their children to. It may not be something that people are ready to deal with because, like you said, but is emotional intelligence learnt behavior? Is emotional intelligence doctrine? Which one is it?
I don't even think that's a question. Watch this. Emotional intelligence is required in order to be able to deal with life. It's not a matter of whether it's doctrine or if it's so. That's not a question for me.
Okay.
You need emotional intelligence because you need to be able to identify how you are feeling in your body, name those emotions, and then emotionally regulate. So
in your mind.
So that you don't misplace that anger on somebody else. That's the whole point. That's not what's happening in the country and around the world. And so you talked about people.
But there are safe spaces around the world. There are many people that have lived in the Bahamas that have
Bahamas is not a safe space.
No, hear me. I wasn't finished my sentence. There are many persons that would have lived in the Bahamas that have claimed refugee, claimed asylum in places like Canada, where there are like communities of acceptance. So there has to be some safe place in the world. There's an entire LGBT community.
Yes, but the problem is that what I'm trying to address here is that there's no safe space
for me
here. And also, why do I have to leave my country in order to have a safe space? That don't make sense to me. Also, you're talking about pushing this down. Baby, for my entire life, we had to sit up there and watch y'all kissing and holding hands.
But that's what's normal, isn't it? That's what they call it?
Hello, is it?
I'm asking.
Is it normal?
I'm asking you.
See, I don't believe in that. See, but that's the problem. Y'all believe that what y'all are doing is normal.
And just like you said, our version of what God is. So what if our version of God is wrong and your version of God is right?
Well, see, to be honest with you, that may be a question, right? But I'm not even focused on that because you know what? You know what I do know?
Tell me.
Whatever y'all doing over there,
ain't it?
That's what I know.
And it doesn't work for you.
And And so what I'm saying to you is that whenever I hear people talk about push down, please shut up. Because listen, we've had to grow up watching y'all kiss and hold hands, cheat on each other, and act like y'all in love.
Hold on, y'all don't cheat?
I never said that we don't.
I asked you a question.
I never said that we don't.
Do you cheat?
I don't cheat.
I'm admitting you personally. Do you cheat, plural?
But everybody, I mean, there are people, there are going to be people. But the problem is, you're talking about normal. What I've seen, the stuff that I've seen in the Bahamas, the sweethearting that I've seen.
But I just ask you where you speak. I just ask you.
Well, I mean, like, see, but here's the thing. That's for me. That's one of the issues here in the Bahamas that we will say that this is normal, but your normal is treating women as if they're less than. See, I don't know. Wait, if that's normal, I don't want to. Hold on. Listen, what we're not going to do is sign up for that.
We're signing up.
Why?
Miss me with that subscription.
And also, watch this. You have to understand that I have a mother, so I would have watched how she would have been treated
by your father,
and that's my first impression. That's the first impression of what I can do for my life, what kind of pathways I can take for my relationships. And if they mess me up, I want to say the F word there.
Don't.
I know. But if they mess me up,
yes,
which I'm telling you, it's most likely to happen because in the Bahamas, we don't focus on emotional intelligence, and they didn't have it. They did the best they can with what they had. It wasn't good enough.
We have more questions. We have to go to a break. The board is lit. The questions are in the text. I have more questions. Ladies and gentlemen, within the sound of my voice, Kenny's Corner Guardian Radio. The topic is hot. The lines are buzzing. I'm scared to take these calls. We are going to be Chris. We're coming back. We have to go to commercial. You causing problems in the station today.
I everywhere I go.
Don't it tease you, turn it on. Leaving burning and then
You do coffee your way. Double shot decaf, cappuccino.
Light roast, Colombian, no milk.
You do vacations your way.
Hiking boots, tent, mountains.
5-star hotels and theater.
And now you can do insurance your way. Online.
Email.
Chat.
WhatsApp.
Or in branch. For home, car, travel, boat, or business insurance, do it anyway with NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit NUAinsurance.com, call, or stop by a branch today.
Always on the go? Missed the show? You can now listen to Guardian Radio talk shows anytime, anywhere on Spotify and YouTube by searching Guardian Radio 96.9 FM or by entering the name of your favorite show. You can also listen by logging on to GuardianTalkRadio.com and clicking on the podcast tab. Guardian Radio, continuing to provide you with fresh news and smart talk anywhere, anytime, all day.
Introducing the Focus Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Love the show? Want to give your support? Become a sponsor today. Call 302-2300 for our rates and packages. That's 302-2300. Become a sponsor on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
completely positive.
The radios are on this evening. I don't know. You are causing the people to act a particular type of way. I have some text messages here.
Go ahead.
Excuse me. Kenny, your guest is confused and looking for excuses for his nonsense. Kenny, ask him what it feels like to be in love with a woman. Hold on. Ask him what it feels like to be in that nice, warm, gushy place. Ask him if he wants to... man.
Love has nothing to do with being in that gushy warm
Listen
place.
to the question. Ask him if he wants to nestle his head between her bosom or between her thighs. Because to me, he is confused. Okay, hold on. Let me read the next one. Hey, Kendenique, your guest is not confused. He's depossessed. If he can't...
What?
Let me finish.
What do you say? Let
me finish.
What, possessed?
Let me finish, please. He's depossessed. If he can't accept who God created him to be, then why should we? The Bible is clear on two gender. It says male and female created him, them. How in the hell did he get here? By two males or two females? He needs a clear dose of reality and to get delivered. Hold on. Tell him to renounce his citizenship. This is another text.
No, I'm not renouncing no citizenship. I'm gonna make your life a living hell. That's what's gonna happen. Y'all are gonna change. Y'all are gonna hold up. The Bahamas will change. I'm not playing with y'all. I can tell you like I tell my me. I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with none of y'all.
Right.
Y'all will change. And watch this. It's already happening. So hold up. Jump on the train or get ran over. And let me tell you why I'm like this and I'm being like this. I know you can find that offensive. I don't care. You know why? Let me tell you. No, I'm talking to the public. I'm just looking at you.
Okay.
Public. I know you can find that offensive. I don't care. Cry me a river, build me a bridge, sell the land. I don't care what you got to do.
Right.
In order for you to grow, you need to encounter different people who have different ideas, who think differently than you, and you could get upset all you want.
And love differently than you.
But also, hold up. That's all up. The only way that
and have sex differently than you.
Yes, but the point is that there can only be growth when you are challenged
and uncomfortable. I have a caller.
And if I make you uncomfortable, good. Deal with it.
Deal with it.
I
have a caller on the line. Caller, good evening.
Kendenique, how are you?
I'm well, sir. How are you?
I am confused. But welcome to your guest. I was listening to the show tonight with intent and we're very, very curious.
Right.
The show. He was saying some things that I kind of could agree with, and then some of it I didn't agree with until just now.
Okay. Which part you agree with?
He's not confused. He's not demon possessed. He is crazy.
I love it. Thank you. That's a compliment to me.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. You know what? I'll say this.
Okay.
I consider that a compliment.
Okay.
Because I just was on Twitter. I saw this tweet. If I could pull it up. Let me see if I can get it.
I have another call.
That's fine. It says, be so completely yourself that no one is attracted to you or wants to employ you. I think I've arrived at that point.
Oh, gosh. Do we have...
That's a great place for me.
That's a good...
Yeah, it's a
Are
great
you
place.
comfortable in that place?
Yes, because watch this. I don't need your approval. Hold up. Watch this. I'm not asking you. See, and watch this. Bahamians don't like that because... Watch this, and that's the very essence sometimes of being a Bahamian. Very biggity and in your face, right? At least that's the trope. But I don't need your permission to be.
Absolutely. Let me get my next caller. Good evening, caller. You are on.
Hi, my good friend. Welcome back.
I thank you. Are you happy to hear my voice on radio?
I am so happy. I have a few topics, and this will be promoted from the 100% alpha male.
Alpha male.
100%.
Absolutely.
Mr. Latino, how are you,
It's
sir?
mix. It's mix. It's not Mr. It's MX. Mix.
Mix.
Excuse me?
It's mix. Not Mr. Mix. MX.
Okay, I will not change my position. I said Mr. Now,
Okay, well then we need to hang up because we have nothing to talk about.
Can I ask you a question?
No, I don't want to talk to you.
Hold on.
No, I don't want to talk to him.
Hold on. I want to hear.
I don't want to hear him because watch this, and this show is. I don't want to hear him. He says watch this, and watch this. I'm not playing with this Kendenique. I don't want to hear him. I don't. So you can hang up now, like now, because we're not going to hear you. I'm going to talk over you all like for the entire time you try to talk. I'm not playing with you. So bye. Thank you.
My caller has gone. My caller hung up on me. You caused my call.
No. Hold up. See, you do not get to be disrespectful and rude to me and think that no. Because watch this. Whenever y'all just have all these honorary titles that I don't believe in.
With like what? And one thing, right?
Prime Minister is a made-up title, baby.
Hold on.
Prime Minister is a made-up title.
Don't let's start.
Prime Minister is a made-up title. Governor General is a made-up title.
Hold on. Westminster Abbey system.
But it doesn't matter.
I have a question.
All of those are made-up titles.
I have a question.
All of those are made-up titles.
I have a question for you.
So if you can't, watch this. If you can't say MX,
but I have a question for you.
But you could say Prime Minister, then we have a problem.
But I have a question for you. I want you to think within the realm of this one thing. That caller has a right.
No, they don't.
Listen to the question. That caller has a right to believe what they believe. Listen. That caller has a right to believe what he believes. You have a right to believe what you believe. You are not changing your position. He is not changing his position. Okay. Oh, hear me out. In that of itself, you have to be able to see people and hear people as they are.
No.
But you want people to accept you.
I don't.
But you just said But you said that you can give us hell.
I didn't come here to ask for your acceptance. That's what you're missing, Kendenique. I came here to have a conversation about loving beyond labels.
Okay.
Now, if you want me to beg and be the token gay for you, that ain't happening on this show.
What do you mean a token gay?
The gays that be in the heteronormative circles, and as long as they act in the manner that y'all think is or considers it to be respectable,
then it's okay.
I watch this. If you want me to be that, go find one of them who could do it, because it ain't gonna be me.
It won't be. Do we have another caller? Good evening, caller. You are on.
Yes, good afternoon, ma'am. This is me calling back. I was your very first call. I called back first to apologize for hanging up.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought we got disconnected. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Okay, but let me ask, sir, do you have a passport?
Do you have a passport?
Why does that matter?
Or a driver's license?
Why? Yes, I have both.
Okay.
He's getting to agenda question. Let's hear him out.
Yeah. In your passport, they have a section, or in your driver's license, they have a section, male or female. What do they have on your passport or your driver's license?
I don't care what they have. I don't care what the
you have to care.
And no, watch this, and I'm telling you, I don't care. I don't care what they have there. I'm telling you, watch this. What I have to do to live has nothing to do with who I identify as.
But are you being hypocritical?
No, how am I being hypocritical?
I'm asking.
How am I being hypocritical?
I'm asking. You, that's not a conformity for you, but it's on your...
That's for me to live, babes. How else am I going to live? I need to get from point A to B. How else could I drive to the show? How?
Right.
How else could I drive to the show? How? Right. Watch this. Number one, there are only two categories that we accept in the Bahamas.
To tick.
There are only two categories to tick on the driver's license application.
Yes.
Sometimes I write in gender non-conforming and I tick my own box. Or if
on the people form?
Yes, I do that. But if I don't want to fight with y'all every day because y'all can't get it together and the government is a little slow and everybody a little slow in this country, like what you want me to do?
Everybody slow?
I just told you emotional intelligence, babe.
Okay.
So watch this. If you watch this, slow in not being able to identify that these emotions are happening in my body, and this is what you name them. That's what I mean. Don't get offended. I ain't calling. I listen. Everybody, and also there are more than 16 kinds of intelligences. I'm just saying, when it comes to emotional intelligence, my people lack it.
Okay, can I read some of these texts without you blowing a gas?
No, because if they're rude to me, I'm gonna come at them. Don't say nothing. You don't want me to come at you. I'm not gonna let y'all talk to me reckless. Right. I'm not.
Right, but let's hear the questions. Male and female relationships are normal. Any other relationship is abnormal. Abuse is a different topic. Okay. Why does your guest want the public to play a part in his self-delusion? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay, this person says, I don't think you have the range for this conversation because that they didn't spell your name properly. Age, I'm sure he grew up with watching only straight hetero couples on TV, and yet he's non-binary. So so it doesn't matter what the TV is pushing down a person's throat. TV cannot make anyone gay, straight, or non-binary.
Thank you so much for that, whoever that is, caller.
Okay,
texter.
Initially, I was prepared to send a text to attack your guest, but hearing his experiences shows. Initially, I was prepared to send a text to attack your guest, but hearing his experiences shows he's really in a sad state and should call on one true God for help and to save his life. Let me read the next.
I don't need saving.
Let me read the next text. Okay, well, I can't throw him out. Okay, Kenny, if I were you, I would fling his tail, and I'm using tail because it's a different.
Why don't you come do it? If you big man, come do it.
Let me finish.
If you are big man, text to come throw me out here.
Let me finish. Kenny, if I were you, I'd fling his you-know-what right out of that station. He is absolutely rude, but these are the conversations that we need to have. I have my radio on 10, but he's at 8,000. If we can only have a conversation civilly. He speaks of emotional intelligence, but his tone says something entirely different. Thank you for having the conversation. Okay. I mean, everyone's not going to agree with me. Everyone's not going to see my vision. Everyone's not going to see what it is. But for you texters that are texting in and saying that their emotional intelligence and the capacity, in order for us to have the capacity, we must be able to have the conversation. And if you're not prepared to have the conversation, then what is exactly the point? Then we will always be cut off and in a minefield of never knowing exactly what's going on. So when it comes up to the emotional capacity, maybe if you would enlighten us a little bit, we would have the emotional capacity. But before you sit in a glass house and you throw the stones, have the conversation. Be bold enough to come to the forefront, right? Because if we don't know, then we have to ask the questions. It's like being in the abyss. How do you know if you don't ask? Grow up.
So I think for me, when we talk about these conversations, again, members of the LGBTQ plus community are not going to deal with this because they're not watchers. They don't want to get to that point, right? So everybody, so the texter says that he has his thing I'm on 10 or whatever, and I whatever the case may be. Y'all are missing what was said before I got to see. You can't say things that are inflammatory to me. You can't tell me that I'm confused and think that I'm going to sit there calm and respond to you. I'm not confused. No. Are you, hold up, is it crack? Because Auntie Whitney told us that crack is whack. I don't know why you telling me I'm confused. I don't get it.
Right.
I'm not telling you you're confused. So if you're going to resort to ad hominem attacks, if you're going to resort to attacks on my personhood and my character because you don't want to listen to the words that are coming out of me. I can articulate myself very well. This is what I do and study for a living. Every day I read a book or a paper about this stuff. So I know what I'm talking about. You know what gets me though? Every time you ask people, in particular, like I've checked this out. Usually when you talk about dating, let me give you experience. One of the things that happens, in particular when I'm talking to guys, there's this kind of concept. Masculinity is a social currency in the queer community and in Bahamian society. So what happens is that you often see this hyper masculinity because people don't want to be feminine. And I'll use your caller. Your caller said alpha male. What the hell is that? What is that? But there's no sort of no. There's no.
You are being disrespectful to him.
No, that's actually no. Kendenique?
I'm asking you.
No, that's not. You can't. You can't. No.
Okay, tell me.
Philosophically, there's no such thing as alpha and beta males. Now, from what I've read in the literature and from my studies and research, we talk about hegemonic masculinity, right? Where there are these kinds of concepts where that the majority of men believed.
Hegemonic masculinity is the only thing that we know.
Well, that's what. But watch this. There are multiple kind of masculinities.
Absolutely. But you just mentioned one specific one, and that is dominant.
Yeah, that's the dominant.
That is the dominant.
But I'm saying to you, watch this. But you just said to me, right? in the same way that you have hegemonic masculinity, you have hegemonic femininity, and you
absolutely.
And you just said to me that while you may fit into certain boxes of the dominant femininity, there are parts of you that are outside, which means that if that's the case, then that's not hegemonic.
It's not, but it's not hegemonic in the female capacity for me to be that particular way. And I say that only because of this, right? Philosophically and theoretically. I'm a female. I have a vagina. I have breasts. I have ovaries. I have a reproductive system that makes me categorized as a female. Am I right? I have a bald head. There are less than 30% of women in New Providence that will freely walk around.
You're not a female because you have a breast.
Just allow me to finish, because men have breasts too, and men can get breast cancer and all of that other good stuff. But I want you to listen to me. 30% of women in New Providence would never come out. My head is completely shaved. My head is bald. They will not come out like this. I was raised by a mother and a father in a very loving relationship. But I ask you this. My mom raised me to be how I am. You have to look at what our parents gave us. So when we separate,
but I told you whatever my parents could give me, and whatever Bahamian society.
It's time to go.
So I tried to think. It's already 50 minutes, I guess. But yeah, like. All I'm saying to you is, the point I was trying to make about that is that often when I ask people about that, there is ideas that they're masculine. Remember I was telling you that. But I ask them, how many books on masculinity have you read? And they'll be like, zero. And I'll ask y'all, if you're a woman, how many books on femininity have you read? And if your answer is 0, y'all need to shut up, because y'all don't know nothing. Y'all need to shut up.
We only know what our mothers have taught us.
Y'all know exactly, and what they taught y'all, I'm telling you, Latino Thompson is telling you, it's garbage.
Okay.
Garbage.
What, like Tajay? Garbage.
You gotta make it French. Garbage. If you want to add garbage, you could go there. But my thing is, the things that we've been taught in Bahamian society, they are dysfunctional.
Yes.
And they show up in our relationships. Now, while I agree that and I just want to say this, because you talk about my mother, we're at a really great place now.
But we always weren't.
But we weren't. Watch this. We weren't always there. And any work that has been done was initiated by whom? Me. That's all up. So when you see me and Daddy with emotional intelligence now, that's my work. That's what I did.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Kenny's Corner. It has been a hot Tuesday. Mr. Thompson, Miss Mix Thompson, you have set the place ablaze. I still have text. Oh my God, I still have text in this phone to read. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Kenny's Corner on Guardian Radio 96.9. Fresh news, smart talk all day. I thank you to my texters, my callers, my listeners. I will be back next week, and it's going to be another invoking conversation. Thank you so much. And thank you to Mix Thompson for being here with me this evening.
Anyway, the thing is, what I really need. Those are the sweetest guys.